Hey, good morning, good morning. Uh, just waking up. Quest for topwater frog still continues. If you're wondering about the title, I'll tell you guys that in a minute. But Saturday as I film this, wife's out of town, so I'm living that bachelor life for the next couple days, which means not changing my boxers and frozen burritos. But pretty chill morning. Just kidding. Drama filled morning here on the pond. Uh, I'm up pretty early and I'm sitting there drinking my coffee in the living room and I hear a chainsaw going off and I'm like, what in the fuck is that? It's 5:30 in the morning. Who the hell's running a chainsaw? So I go out onto my porch and I yell across my lake to where this chainsaw noise is coming from and I'm like, bro, good morning, Cleveland. Good to see you up early on a Saturday. Thanks for checking us out. But yeah, so this chainsaw's running at like 5:30 in the morning, and I walk out on my deck and I yell across at my neighbor. I'm like, "Hey, what the fuck's going on? It's 5:30 in the morning. Cut that saw off." And turns out my neighbor had one of his workers there. He owns a business, a construction business. So he comes out the house. And by house, I mean trailer. And starts screaming at this employee saying, "Hey, bro, we do this shit at, 8 to 8 normal business hours." And then he kind of apologizes to me. But that's the fucking drama of the neighborhood in the morning. I am still on this quest to get this topwater frog checked off the list. I've been going at it for about 3 days. What's up, me? We're in the backyard, complaining about my tweaker ass neighbors, fixing to throw a topwater frog and hopefully catch some fish. Shout out to you. Thanks for taking the time to rock with me on a Saturday morning. Oh, I got 13 people up in here. If you're just getting here, thanks for checking it out. Yeah, man, these combat frogs, everybody wants to fish them. But I've never caught a frog. I've never caught a fish on it. That's what we're doing. Random songs, bro. Good morning. Thanks for checking us out. We're dealing with some trailer park drama, but beautiful day here in the Pacific Northwest. Getting ready to fish this pond. I don't know. You guys probably can't see it. Bloop. There you go. 4-acre pond. Nothing too exciting. Uh, just tying on. Yeah, there you go, man. 4-acre pond full of, sorry it's cloudy out here, but 4-acre pond, got trout, bluegill, largemouth bass, spotted bass that we're trying to get rid of, but yellow perch. I was throwing a Ned rig around yesterday, really trying to, hey, thanks for the comments about the dog. She's my sidekick, and I think she's a Chiweenie. We used to call them mutts back in the day, but it's probably a hate term that's going to get me canceled. But she, I believe, is a Dachshund Chihuahua mix. Hey, got 8 people up in here. If you want to smash that like button, really help me out. I'm more of a fisherman than a YouTuber. But no, man, we go live at the 6:30s. We just kind of got here. Thank you for smashing that like button. I appreciate you. We're gonna tie on. What do you guys think? Combat frog or pocket frog? Bass here don't get very big. Big bass in Washington State's all 3 pounds. Uh, Big bass for the backyard is probably 2. So I might throw out a Zebco and a Nightcrawler and see if we can get some yellow perch. Caught a PB yellow perch yesterday. He was probably about a pound and some change. Appreciate those emojis. Hope everybody's having a great Saturday. Pretty early on the West Coast, 6:30. Had to deal with some drama with the neighbors. Woke up and they were running a chainsaw. 5 o'clock in the morning, running a chainsaw. Thanks, Random Songs. Normally I'm a catch and cook, but right now we're just hanging out in the backyard pond. So I'd say sport. But if I get one of them yellow perches and it's a pretty good size, or if I pick up a catfish or something along those lines, in order of fish I want to eat out of the pond, it would be catfish, bullhead catfish, yellow perch, bluegill, and trout, and then bass. So if we're hooking up bass, which is kind of what we're targeting this morning, I'm not a big bass eater, to be honest. Got our frog all tied up. I'll throw that around a little bit. I am not too optimistic about the frog because I've never had any luck. I've been throwing this thing for feels like weeks, but it's only been a couple days. But let's turn you guys around, give you a little better view. Sorry about the shake here. Just stand by. I got a little better view of the pond. Cloudy morning, and I know what you're thinking. You're like, bro, it's July. Why are you wearing a fur-lined coat? It's cold. It's cold where I live. It's about 47, maybe we're at 50. But it's chilly where I live. I think I got a little Zebco with the worm. Yeah, man, that's the vibe of the channel. I go live twice a day, 6:30 Pacific Standard Time. In the morning, I try to check out a new pond, but somewhere I haven't fished before. But I got some traveling I got to do later, so tomorrow or tonight, I'll be live from a new pond. But right now, we're just in the backyard pond, seeing what we can catch. I got just a little worm and a bobber on this one. I'm gonna throw it out there and see if I can't get a yellow perch or possibly a bluegill. Little multi-species action this morning. Hey, shout out to the 6 people. Hope you guys are having a great Saturday. Got woke up by a chainsaw. My neighbors were chainsawing at 5:30 in the morning. But we yelled at them and they shut the hell up. So that's what we got going on. Trying to catch a largemouth bass on a topwater frog. Also throwing out a Zebco with the worm, looking for my suspect would be a bluegill or possibly a yellow perch. And I'm relatively confident we can catch a few of those. Sun just popped up over the hills here. Kind of whitewashed, but this is what it looks like always in the Pacific Northwest. I'm gonna drink some coffee, hang out with the doggo a little bit, start throwing that top water in a minute. Whoa, dropped you guys. Bum, bum, bum. Like I said, I'm new to the world of YouTube. I've been doing this for, I don't know, a few months now, but there's a real learning curve trying to learn gear, camera angles, provide the best experience I can for you guys. Just kind of watching the water, looking to see if there's any signs of life. You know, man, everybody thinks of like Washington, that's where I'm from in the Pacific Northwest, as like Seattle, Tacoma, big city. But that's not the part of Washington I live in, you know. I live in a really rural community out on the Washington coast. The ocean's about a mile that way, and the bay is about a mile that way. So I'm kind of right in the middle of this big peninsula, like a sandbar. And I like living out here for the most part. Moved out here about 5 years ago from the city. And occasionally I miss fast food. You know, there's no Uber Eats, there's no Domino's, there's no ordering pizza where I live, and the nearest Walmart's a 45-minute drive one way. So that takes a little getting used to. The clouds and the rain take a lot of getting used to, you know. But for like three, yeah. After, you know, but it's cool. You just order on Amazon, or you buy your shit once a month. You make a big trip. But on the plus side, there's tons of places to fish. Like I said, I'm about a mile from the ocean. So fishing, hiking, being outside, that's my jam. So you got to take the good with the bad, you know? It took some getting used to. That's for sure. You know, when you go from even the suburbs to a rural area, then it definitely takes some getting used to. You have to learn how to cook, and you can't go to the store, so you got to kind of plan your trips better. But for about, I don't know, 4 or 5 months out of the year, it's absolutely beautiful here. You know, climate's real mild. It doesn't freeze. Rarely. We get like 2 or 3 days below 30, and it never gets above 80. I think all summer long we've had, I don't know, maybe a week of 70 degrees. And the rest of the state's under heat advisory. You go 50 miles that way, and it's 90 degrees. So I mean, it's climate, you know. It's comfortable. What part of the East Coast are you on, boss? Never been to Maryland. I haven't spent a whole lot of time out on the East Coast. A little bit. Been through Pensacola, Florida. Been to upstate New York. But never been to Maryland. Yeah, man. Well, the thing about the city life where I was in Vancouver, Washington, just outside of Portland, Oregon, and housing prices were terrible. Me and the wife were paying $2,500 a month for a decent one-bedroom apartment. But I mean, it was nothing to write home about. Yeah, there was a pool, there was a weight room. But does it look like I use a weight room? And it rains in Washington, so how often are you gonna use that pool? But she ended up landing a pretty good job out here. Her folks moved out here, and housing was really affordable at the time. So we said, what the fuck, why not? You know, uh, I just lost both of my parents. It's been a while now. So I didn't have much family to tie me down, and moved out here about 5 years ago. Bought our own house, and housing was affordable at the time. You know, houses were $500,000 in the big city. A starter house that was a fixer upper was 325, 400,000 for a piece of shit falling down 2 bedroom on a tiny lot. So we found this house. It's nothing to write home about. It's an older mobile, but it was affordable. You know what I mean? I could go into business for myself, and she landed a pretty good business at yeah, no, about my parents passing is they both got. You guys are trying to make me cry, trying to make me cry on a Saturday. But we're out here fishing and just talking. Yeah, no, man, it's always sad when you lose a parent. They didn't go at the same time, but they went within a couple years of each other, and they got sick. It was, my mom had cancer, and this ain't a sob story. This is just what happened. My mom got cancer, and she beat it once, and then it came back, and she ended up getting real ill. And my dad had complications from diabetes. And I mean, shit happens, and it's hard, but they got real sick at the end, so death wasn't necessary. This is gonna sound terrible, but it was their time. You know what I'm saying? They were living with sickness for years until finally. Sorry, I got a little bit of backlash here. Death was the merciful thing. It was just their time to go. Yeah, so long story short is that's kind of what, I didn't have anything tying me to that area anymore. So, and my wife landed a good job out here, and I said, "All right, let's make the move." And I like it. It's a small town. Lots of outdoor activities. Still got a drug problem, but I think that's everywhere. Kind of a retirement community. Most people are elderly here. I'm considered a young guy. It's weird being middle aged to like young people. You're like super old, and then the old people, you're still a baby. Just kind of throwing this combat frog around, seeing if we can hook up. I have his head go out somewhere, but I can't see my bobber, and I'm not paying a whole lot of attention to it. I just got that frog out, I don't know, 20 yards. There's a drop off, probably about 5 feet to the right of it. I don't know, you guys can't see it, but just kind of leaving him sitting, twitching him a little bit. If you can hear that, that is the bullfrog population that we have. Thanks for waking up on Saturday with me. Hope you guys are having a great day. Did some maintenance on the hey, I appreciate it, me. Today's weapon of choice is nothing fancy. Abu Garcia Black Max. and 7 foot medium. It's a decent rod. I got to do a lot of maintenance on all my gear. Living so close to the coast, salt water just creeps into everything. Wife's out of town on a business trip, so I'm living that bachelor life for the next couple days. And I think I might go camping. There's a mountain lake that I want to check out. Got some new gear. Been camping a few times already this year, and my beef with camping is it's expensive. Thanks, me. Appreciate you. Catch you later. Hope you have a good day, bro. Baitcaster is dialed in this morning. If you're lurking in the background, shout out to you. Starting to feel like the bass don't want a topwater frog, but that's the quest. If you're just getting here, thanks for checking us out. Doing a little backyard pond fishing. Can't remember what I titled this. Something about tweakers, I think. That's not what we're doing. We're not tweaking live. We're just doing some backyard pond fishing. Me and my sidekick. Kind of on a quest for nail a largemouth bass or a spotted bass on a topwater frog. I've been trying it for 3 days. We're probably 200-300 casts in with this topwater. Tried swimming it fast. Tried popping it slow. And absolutely no luck, but I'm gonna do it by the end of the summer. I'm gonna catch a largie. All right, we'll open it up. I'm gonna catch a bass on a topwater frog. That is the objective. I've gotten them on poppers, got them on little buzz baits, but never top water. Feels like a pretty good morning, a little bit misty. Living good, New Jersey hunting. What do you want to see? The frog? The dog? That's the dog. I'm working the lure in. It's a Booyah crash pad crasher. I cut off one of the legs, kind of modified it, made it a little bit shorter than the other one to get a little more action. It kind of flickers different when it's moving through the water. And bullfrogs are definitely native to this area. You'll probably hear a few here if you stick around. Bass don't get real big in Washington, so I mean a big bass. Water temp's pretty cold, so we just don't get the big bass like you would down south. Big bass here is a couple pounds, never double digits. And for the pond, the biggest, my PB in the pond is about, yeah, bro, if you know something, tell me something. You know, I'm always open for tips, you know. I also got a little I don't like the brand. They feel cheap to me. But Lunker Hunter Pocket Frog. Okay. Bro, I didn't read that comment. I got one. This is a this is a Lunker Hunter here. And the only thing I don't like about the Lunker, I like this one because it's a little smaller. This would be more like a tree frog. They call it the Pocket Frog, Lunker Hunter Pocket Frog. I'll be damned. You know, I'm not a huge fan of this brand because some of their rattle traps and stuff they make just feel cheap to me. This frog looks pretty good. I don't love these legs though. I like the dangly legs. I feel like they provide a little more action for those bass. But if this is your recommendation, I'll tie it on right now, man. I got nothing to lose, you know, nothing to time. Appreciate you checking out the channel. Live every day on the 630s. Also got a Zebco out with the worm and a bobber. Looking for yellow perch and bluegill. Normally I'm a catch and cook kind of guy, but we're just kind of out here for fun. I got a bunch of fish in the fridge already that I prepared. I'm gonna either have to freeze it or do something with it. If you're wondering about the pond, it's not big. It's about a 5 acre, but it feeds into you know, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. You probably know more than I do. Yeah, that's what I get nervous on about that Booyah crash pad. I'm like, man, there ain't nothing in here big enough to eat it. But bass are really aggressive, and it never surprises me. They'll hit a lure bigger than they are, you know? Like I was saying, the pond behind me ain't too big. It's about 4 acres, but it connects into other lakes. Everything connects here. It's like one big waterway, which is kind of nice. We got ponds, streams everywhere. And I'm trying to fish them all. You know, I live about a mile from the ocean, so I do a lot of salt water. Yeah, we got some bluegill. Like I said, I got a Zebco out right now. I'm not really paying much attention for it. The mission's kind of hook up. Got the top water, the Lunker Hunter Pocket Frog tied on, as recommended by Living Good in New Jersey. Ooh. Always adjust the bait caster, bro. I knew that thing was light. Small bird's nest though, easily got it out. Bird's nest backlash. What do you guys call it? This guy don't float quite as high on the water. But I like the way it moves. We're just kind of swimming him through some lily pads there. Yeah, we got a rooster tail. We got a smaller rooster tail. I'm gonna put you on some game right now since you put me on that frog. And it's different. Everywhere is different. I'm sure the fishing different here than it is in Jersey. But this is a smaller version of a rooster tail called a tiger tail. And go-to for, yeah, bird nest. Bird nest, backlash. I was fishing with this guy from the former Soviet Union. He called it a beard. He's like, oh, your line's got a beard. But yeah, no, this is like the same as a rooster tail, but the blade's kind of riveted. And they're called tiger tails, and they come in all different colors, but they're a little bit smaller, and they will, at least lately for me, they've been murdering the bluegill. Not murdering, can I say murdering? They've been getting fish, you know what I mean? And they're cheap. They're like $1 something, you know, you can find them online, but I don't recommend going off-brand tiger tail. That's what they're called. They're like a mini rooster, and they're not good if you're in the weeds because they're gonna snag on everything and not spin right. But that's what I've been crushing them on lately. That particular color is watermelon. Maybe we'll throw that around in a bit. I still want to work that little froggy. Pond's pretty calm this morning. Normally we got a lot of wind out here, but I guess we're catching tree bass at the moment because we're caught up in the weeds. You know, we tend to stereotype. You know, you tell me you're from New Jersey, and I'm thinking, I know this is gonna anger you. Please don't unsubscribe, but Jim Tan Laundry, or you know, the boardwalk, or the shoreline. I don't necessarily think about hunting and fishing. I could be wrong. I'm sure there's a rural part. It's just my ignorance. Excuse me. But what are you hunting out in Jersey, bro? You got large, you hunting whitetail? What are we doing? What the hell is a lord? Is that like a bird? I use that talk to text too, and then it's got me saying crazy things. You know, joys of technology. Got something turning out just past the weed line here. You know, I'm old, so like sometimes kids use slang that I don't. All right, sometimes even grown men use slang that I'm just not really well aware of. So I was like, Lord, is it like my immediate thought is like, is this dude hunting God or is it some kind of like video game? Like what's going on? But I hear you, man. You posting videos, man, or you just is that just your username? Oh, Pocket Frog is light. He does not want to cast. That's awesome, man. You know, I'm not much of a YouTuber. I just kind of did it with fun. I don't know how I have this many subscribers, to be honest. And most of the time, I'm just on my phone. I do have nicer cameras. You know, I got a like a GoPro, so I can. But it's hard to stream. It's hard to stream from a camera unless you're on like a solid Wi-Fi connection. And I don't have a solid connection where I live. Internet's spotty at best. And I just do it for fun. I like doing this. You know what I mean? I'm out here fishing every morning, anyways. Get a couple guys in here and shoot the shit. It's a good time. I enjoy it. You know. It ain't easy though. You know. That's what I'm doing now. I had to get a little better phone because this one's pretty shaky and it's coming in the mail tomorrow. But and normally a cheap set of mics really helps. Like when I first started, even like a week ago, my audio was. I don't know if you want to talk YouTube or you want to talk fish, and we're just kind of talking at the moment. But audio is hard to do. A lot of times I won't be looking at the camera, and the audio or the wind kicks up. Yeah, you know, there's two type of people. There's the Android, and then there's the Apple people. And the reason why I don't go the Apple route is because my video editing software is on a PC, and I don't feel like buying a whole new laptop. This is tough for me because I feel like I don't feel like I'm throwing the right bait right now. I'm feeling like I want them to bite this, but they're just not interested. It's like trying to get your kids to eat Brussels sprouts. I'm gonna set that down for a second. I'm gonna check on the Zebco with the worm. It used to be just one video a week for the longest time. About a week ago, I started doing lives twice a day, and no, about 2 weeks ago now. 6:30 in the morning, 6:30 in the evening, Pacific Standard Time. And to be honest with you, that really spiked my channel growth. I'm getting 50 to 100 subs per week, and views are going up as well. Well, what I'm planning to do is go through the lives and edit out and make a highlight reel. But the thing, I don't know, man. I don't have the algorithm figured out. Sometimes I'll post a video, like a camping video, and it'll get 4K views. Same thing with some of the other fishing videos. They do pretty well. But sometimes I get 20 views. You know what I mean? So but I don't really care, to be honest with you. I mean, I do, because like I put my time in it. I spent some hours editing and stuff. But it's definitely more just a hobby. Like I said, I live in the middle of nowhere, so it kind of limits. There's no bowling alleys, there's no movie theater. I don't want to say I don't care if I blow up. Everybody'd like to blow up, right? Everybody wants to be good at something that they do. But I'm gonna be honest, I don't have a whole lot of expectations. I just love fishing, being outside, meeting new people. It's definitely a grind, There's days I don't feel like going live. I've been live, but I said I'm gonna do it, so I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? Ain't no quitting me, even at my hobbies. So, starting to get a fellow steady stream of people. I got, about 10 people who view the live regularly, and it's been fun. Get to know them a little bit, meet different people. Yeah, that's the goal, man. Kind of we're just rigging up. We got Nightcrawler, Bobber. This is a kind of boring way to fish, but it's worked since I was a kid. Why would I change it up now? You know what I'm saying? I do want that topwater frog action, but we getting close to last call, and that blonde at the bar ain't biting. It's time to check out the table of large girls, huh? Fishing 101. Rod's nothing special, but special to me. Zebco Eclipse. It was my first rod I ever had, was this little Zebco. The reel's been long since retired. Hey, Mike, good morning to you, buddy. Live from the backyard pond. Thanks for waking up with me. Hope you're having a great Saturday. Make sure you say hi to Living Good. Drinking some coffee, throwing some top water. Normally I can see the little perch moving around. Yeah, I think they're actually called spin casts now. They rename products every few years to, I don't know, make them sound fancier. But yeah, it was one of the push button Zebcos. I mean, Zebco used to only make push button. I think they're called spin casts now. Yeah, that's yeah. I don't know. That's what I've heard. My little nephew showed up and he had one. It wasn't by Zebco, and there was no eyes on it. The line fed up through the center of the tube of the fishing pole. It was all a 4 foot, and there was no eyes. It just casted out the top. Push button casted out the top, and I thought it was the biggest piece of shit. But after using it, I mean, it's way better than like a Dock Demon or something. It never tangled, never got fouled. It's just in an old man moment, I kind of rebelled against technology. You got that tiger tail tied on. Might as well throw that around. See if we can get some action. Pond's pretty slow. Normally I can see signs of perch or bluegill moving around, but I'll tweak you a little bit. Bloop. Little grassy, but we'll throw this tiger tail around, see if we can't hook something up. 35, so you're a 90s baby then? Ah, 80s. Barely. I'm a 83, which makes me old. You ain't too far behind me. It's weird being middle aged, man. Barely. That's all right. Age is more of a mindset than a number, right? Only as old as you feel. Man, I get that way a little bit. I don't know if I should buy that new pair of Nikes or if I should get those no tie Skechers. You know what I mean? A little bit of both. I'll still go out on a Friday or Saturday. But there's some Fridays or Saturdays I'm falling asleep in my recliner at 9 o'clock. November. On the 26th of the November, 83 though. If you're wondering what to get me for my birthday, my size is 7 foot medium heavy Abu Garcia. We are not having much luck. Our plan B is failing. Normally, I'm always getting action or live on the Zebco. That's the lucky pull. Throw it out in a little different spot. I think the yellow perch are hanging out a little further. The bass are kind of just hanging out past the drop off. It's a little pond, but it gets pretty deep, probably 14 feet where we're currently casting into. And it drops off sharp. There's a big drop off where it goes from about 4 feet to 14. And I like to try to fish the edge, but sometimes they're out a little further. It's yeah, man. Okay. Your heavy rods tend to be a little stiffer, but it's all about the tips. If you have like a medium heavy fast action, not the tip, the action. That means we're gonna bite there. That just is how much the tip moves when you throw it. So when you're throwing your line, if you have a fast action tip, that means your tip's a little smaller, allows it to whip better, and you can. It's called the action, how much action your rod has, and it goes stiff to fast. Fast action tip means you're going to be able to throw a smaller, lighter lure farther, and you're going to notice your bites more. If you got a stiffer rod, you're not going to be able to. The action's different, so you're going to have to do like what I call a lollipop cast. If I'm throwing like a 12-foot, surf rod or something, there's no play on the tip. It's just a big, heavy rod. The strength has more to do with the size of fish you can catch, in theory, but the action of the rod has more to do with like your casting ability, how easy it is to detect bites. So I like a fast action rod. You can flip a light lure out there, and you can get fast action in anything. You can get it in medium, medium heavy, whatever. But that's what you're looking for when you're buying a rod. You're looking for the action. Sometimes it's nice to have a stiffer rod. If you're not throwing a lure all day and you're trying to catch big fish, a stiff rod is sounds a little homo, but that's kind of what you would want. If you're just throwing it out, leaving it out, maybe if you're trolling in a boat, a little slower action, stiffer rod is good because then it's only going to double over so much. Get those, fast action tips and you could break off while trolling. It's all kind of a personal preference. I guess the best thing to do is buy them all. Buy all the rods. I think it's time we start throwing. Oh, there's a fish. There's a missed fish because somebody's not paying attention to their bobber. Hey, if you're just getting here, that's a pretty good setup, man. I like Abu Garcia. They used to be the brand to have. I use them when I'm in salt. But predominantly, I know the rod you're talking about, and it's a good one. You know, so like when you're going for those big channel cats, a heavy rod is definitely the way to go. And you're not casting out. You're throwing your bait out there and you're leaving it out there. So it's not. And if you get a cat, you're gonna know you have a cat. You know what I mean? That drag's gonna start peeling off that reel. So I wouldn't recommend a fast action tip because you don't need it. You're probably throwing 3-4 ounces of bait anyways. But I like fast action if you're going a little smaller. If you're going after those trout or those largemouth, I definitely like a fast action tip. Yeah, no, I like Penns. I got a Penn Squall on my surf rod. Also got a Daiwa. Daiwa is pretty good in salt water. Little pricey, but they've held up the best in my opinion. I've gone through a couple Penns, fishing out in the ocean. And even on a sealed reel, they'll seize up after 2 or 3 years. So I stopped spending big money on reels that are just going to seize up on me. And I always maintain my gear. Always freshwater rinse, oil, grease, all the full nine. It's not. I don't neglect my equipment by any means. But if I'm out in the salt, I'll throw Daiwa. I probably got, I don't know, 20 rods. I got, salmon. I do a lot of salmon fishing coming up. I'm going to start taking the boat out. And then I got rods that I just kind of inherited over the years. Hey, shout out to the 6 people up in here talking fishing on a Saturday morning. Not catching anything, but we're trying. Yeah, it's all what you like. You know what I mean? I know some guys like throwing a stiffer rod, but if you're trying to throw some lightweight like a rooster tail or that tiger tail, it's nice to have the fast action, in my opinion, and you'll notice the bites more. And this is just me. Everybody fishes different. It's all about finding what works for you. We're getting bites. They're just thanks, BJan. I appreciate you checking out the channel, bro. Might start throwing our Hail Mary, which I thought it was Plan B was kind of the Zebco with the worm, but I've never not caught a fish on a live. Oh no, that's not true. I'm saying crazy stuff. I think I'm gonna tie on a Ned rig. They're my Hail Mary if they're not biting on spinners, topwater, or anything, or if I'm checking out a new pond, Ned rig or a Texas rig would be the way to go. Ned rig, a little bit of grass on there, tied up with a super salted finesse worm, 2.7 grams is what I'm guessing. What? I don't know. Why is that? I don't know. Timu Ned rig. But let's get that tied on. Throw that around a little bit. Thanks for waking up with me on a Saturday. Might move to the other side of the yard. Off to a pretty interesting morning. Woke up pretty early. I'm a pretty early morning guy. And my neighbors were running a chainsaw at 5 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, don't these tweakers sleep? Who runs a chainsaw at 5 o'clock in the effing morning? So I went out there and made them aware that it was 5 o'clock in the effing morning and they should probably turn the damn chainsaw off. So he doesn't. I don't think he could hear me over the saw, but the other tweaker who lived in there comes out of, and I shouldn't say that because I don't know that to be fact. It just seems sus if you're running a chainsaw at 5 o'clock in the morning. And he comes out and he's screaming. He's like, what the fuck's going on? I thought he yelled at me. So I'm like, all right, if that's what we're doing this morning, let's do it, I can get beat up or you can get beat up. Whatever it's gonna be, it's gonna be, And he comes out screaming, and he's not screaming at me, he's screaming at the other tweaker. He's like, bro, we only do that shit during normal business hours. And then he yelled across the lake to me, sorry. That's my trailer park drama. It's not really a trailer park, but it's kind of. I mean, they're all older mobile homes on tiny lots. I guess the only difference is we own the tiny lots. Got that Ned rig, beautiful looking finesse worm. Super salty because according to the package, bass love salt. Throw this around a little bit. Might move 20 yards that way. Hopefully we can catch. Hit a new PB on this exact same setup yesterday for got a lot of yellow perch back here. A lot of times they don't get real big, but the one I hooked up yesterday was probably about 1.5 pounds, which was a PB for the backyard pond, not to mention yellow perch. All right, living good. We'll catch you in a minute, bro. Looks like I forgot to set my worm to fish. It appears to still be in the vegan setting. Hey, good morning. Happy Saturday. If you're just getting here, thanks for taking the time to rock with us. Live fishing every morning and every evening at 6:30, all summer long. Looking for largemouths at the moment. And if you're thinking, why is this dude wearing a fur-lined coat in the middle of July? It's cold. It's cold where I live. It's probably early 50s. We just hooked up. Let's go. Speed worm for the win. Jersey, you're missing it, bro. That's a little largemouth. Nothing to write home about, but it's the first fish of the morning. We'll get him back. If I hold him close to the camera, does he look a lot bigger? Whoa. Hey, knock it off. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Little largemouth bass live from the Pacific Northwest. Thanks for checking us out. Hey. Go back. Thanks for playing, buddy. All right, first fish of the day. Off to a pretty good start. I was kind of throwing the Hail Mary speed worm, but let's see if we can do it again. Let's see if we can find something a little bit bigger. Bass never cease to amaze me. That worm is probably the same length as that little guy. Apparently the speed worm is set on vegetarian. If you guys know how to get your Ned rig set from vegetarian to big ass bass, that'd be great. If you're just getting here, thanks for taking the time to check me out. Throwing a speed worm in the backyard pond. Just kind of waking up, having some chill vibes. Hey, shout out to the 4 people up in here. Thanks for taking time to rock with me on a Saturday. Just doing some backyard water pond fishing. Well, now it sounded terrible, but caught one little bass, throwing a little speed worm around now. Also got a night crawler on a Zebco. Hoping for some yellow perch. Nobody up in here. It sounds like a good spot to move. Hey, stand by for extreme shakiness and possible up nose camera shots. But we're gonna slide to the right, probably 20 yards. Tired of fishing this part of the yard, so bye. Move to a little different part of the pond. If you guys are just getting here, happy Saturday. Thanks for taking the time to wake up with us. Outdoors with Unc. We do live fishing every day on the 6:30 Pacific Standard Time. Check us out. Nothing rocket science about this. Ned rig, finesse worm. Throwing around. Hopefully we can hook up. Pretty calm morning out here on the pond. Normally I can see the little bluegill or yellow perch schooling up eating the bugs, but they ain't up yet, so we're just throwing a Ned rig, finesse worm, hoping to hook up a largemouth. Got a Zebco and a bobber out just off camera. Got the furline coat. You can always tell how cold my dog is by the temperature of her tongue when she licks me. And you're probably thinking it's July, why is this dude wearing a coat? It's cold on the coast. It really is, you know. Out here in the Pacific Northwest. Pond's not very large, about 5 acres, but it runs into other lakes and streams and eventually the ocean. We got bluegill, yellow perch, bullhead catfish, large and spotted bass. Trying to get rid of the spotted bass one at a time. Make room for other species, but bloop, give you a little tweak. There we go. Tricked me. I felt like it was but it was just the typical grass bass. If you're just getting here, hey, thanks for checking us out on a drizzly, foggy morning here in the Pacific Northwest. Throwing a finesse worm around in the backyard pond. But we're gonna grab the Zebco and a night crawler. The pond's just kind of waking up. It's still pretty early here. If you're new to the channel and you enjoy fishing, we do it live twice a day. The camera might be a little shaky and sometimes the audio is blown because I'm not a YouTuber, but I'm learning. We're getting better every day. Salt water, fresh water. I'm lucky to live in the Pacific Northwest. There's lakes, ponds, streams, and even the ocean everywhere. I'm gonna fish them all. You know, a couple days ago I was perch fishing out in the Pacific, and that's my sidekick. She's always with me, and she's gonna catch them all too. I'm on a quest all summer long, live fishing. In the morning, I typically try to fish something new pond, new stream, new mud puddle, you name it, I'll fish it. And if that sounds like something that you're into, consider subbing. You know, we're a small channel, not really a YouTuber, more of a fisherman. Just thought I'd bring you guys along. I'm gonna grab some bait and the Zebco and I'm gonna throw it out. We got some yellow perch, I think, are just starting to wake up and turn over. So I'm gonna get that bobber out and we'll get to fishing. Hey, good morning. What's up? Gangel? Who's Jandel? Yeah. Wow. Cool. That does sound crazy. Huh. Nice cast, bro. You did great. You catching any fish? Just one? What are you throwing for bait? Like a soft plastic? I can relate. That's a pretty common thing. Oh, like a small fish? Yeah. Yeah, you got to be careful when you're tying on your lures. They're pretty sharp. Yeah, I was gonna say, aren't you freezing? Yeah, you must be tougher than me. I'm got a coat on and still get a little bit cold. Good thing you got two of them. Yeah, you got to be careful. Those hooks are sharp. Who? What was his name? Uh, no, I don't. Yeah, that's awesome. I caught a largemouth earlier. think you just caught a jumbo, bro. Good job. Hey, if you're just getting here, thanks for checking us out. Shooting the shit with the kid across the pond, doing some perch fishing. I can't hear a damn word he's saying, but we're talking. Are you talking about that bass I gave you? Did I give you a bass or did I give your cousin a bass? Okay. Oh, you said the raccoons got it though, right? Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. Have you seen a bear over there lately? Yeah, me too. Rarely. Occasionally they'll knock over my garbage can. Normally I see more signs of life on the pond, but it's a pretty slow morning. Pretty good day to be outside though. I'm having a good time. There's a kid I've never seen before, or I see him there, but he's rarely there. And he was up early throwing a little lure around. It's always good to see kids fishing in a non-creepy way. You know, he's trying to talk to me about crap, and I can't understand a word he's saying, but that's all right. You guys live just up the hill there, right? Oh no, that's cool. I don't. Yeah, it's pretty low right now. You're talking about getting rid of those lily pads? Yeah, it comes up quite a bit. It gets to the top of my blocks over here, but it gets pretty low. It's summertime now. Right. Hey, if you're just getting here, thanks for checking us out on a Saturday. Doing a little backyard pond fishing. Yeah, I call that a bird nest. If it gets tangled up right as you throw it, your reel gets tangled up. It can be messy. Got a Zebco and a bobber. Also got the Ned rig, little finesse worm. It's set on vegetarian because we're catching salad. Talking to a neighbor kid across the lake. He's doing a little fishing, throwing around a lure. Seems like a pretty cool kid. Yeah, yeah, we got a lot of predators. We got things that eat fish here, and our population's gone down quite a bit. Wow. Wow. It'd be worth it though. You don't think that sounds like fun? Yeah. What do you mean you don't know how to swim? How old are you? Just missed a bite on the finesse worm. Probably. Gonna let that night crawler do its magic. Think I might grab a cup of coffee and something to eat. If you're in here, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you. It depends on the kind of fish I'm going for. Everything. There's yellow perch and there's bluegill. Yeah, there's quite a bit of yellow perch and bluegill, and they like a worm and a bobber. You'll get them that way. But if you're going for bass, I use a soft plastic. It's called a speed worm. They work pretty good for the pond. No, man, I'm not gonna do that just because I don't really know your parents that well. I don't know you. It's fun to talk across the lake, but I don't want to come over without meeting your parents first. Yeah, it's out there. It's got a worm on it. Yeah? Ah, it's uh, it's stuff, and you put it on your fishing lure to lunker lotion. That's pretty good stuff. That's supposed to attract bass. Lunker is another word for bass, and it helps. It just makes your lure smell better, so the fish will bite it. Hopefully. What was that? Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't always work. There's got to be fish around. Yeah, if you use weights, it helps you be able to cast a little further. Sometimes your lure is not very heavy, so it's hard to throw out. I'd like to go over there and help that kid out, give him some gear and stuff, but I don't know his folks that well, and 40-year-old dude talking to a 7-year-old is it's one thing when he's across the pond and we're talking fishing. Whole another thing if I'm going over there. I ain't trying to do all that. No love on the bobber. No, one fish, one little tiny ass bass. So it's not like we're skunked, but I am gonna go grab. I think my wife made some cinnamon rolls before taking off. I might grab one of those and a cup of coffee. I'm gonna be right back. If you want to hang out, thanks for hanging out. If you want to check us out later, check us out later. I'll be right back. Hey, you guys didn't catch me a fish? Rude. Refresh on the coffee. Homemade cinnamon roll from the wifey. I guess we're fixing to turn this stream into a mukbang. If you don't know what a mukbang is, don't look. Good for you. I mean, you're just better off not knowing what that is. You can go ahead and go the rest of your life. Yeah, right there I see might be a bird though. That bird's kind of hitting the water. I think there's some fish turning it. The fish are starting to wake up. I see lots of fish moving around now. Not too many on your side. Yeah. Probably need a new worm. Making a terrible mess. Sorry if you're just getting here. Hey, shout out to the 3 people up in here. We're live from the backyard pond. Drinking some coffee, hopefully ripping some lips. Giving fishing advice to a neighbor kid across the pond. Hooked up one largemouth earlier. Hoping for a repeat. Got our trusted Zebco worm combination. And it's not catching fish, but we're trying. It's not catching fish because we're not paying attention. It's very sporting if you can catch a fish with no bait. Sounds like a plan. There you go. Just kind of be patient. Keep making good casts. You'll connect. Do you still have that baby fishing pole I gave you? Didn't I give you a baby fishing pole, like a small one? Oh, it must have been, maybe it was your cousin. I don't know, or your grandpa. I don't remember. I'm terrible with names. You're Tegan, right? Okay, sorry. I didn't think you were. I didn't think you were a girl, bro. I thought that was your name. Richard. Pretty good name. So you're like Richard the Third. My middle name's Alan too. Five O's coming for you. Hey, I got 4 people. Thanks for checking us out on a Saturday. Doing a little backyard pond fishing. Shooting the shit with the neighbor kid. Trying to rip some lips. Wake up on a Saturday morning. Thanks for checking us out. We're live fishing every day on the 630s. Hooked up a bass earlier. Right now we're just kind of slow classic setup. We got the Zebco with the bobber. We might get back to throwing that speed worm around in a minute. I have no idea what I titled this video. How exciting. Does this make me look more official? Sorry, we're just kind of playing. That looks absolute terrible. I'm just playing around. I apologize. That's significantly better. Sorry, we're just kind of playing with the camera. But if you're just getting here, thanks for checking us out. Appreciate you rocking with us on a Saturday. We're live in the backyard pond. Got a Zebco and a worm. Also got a bait caster, and we're looking to catch some fish. Got a Ned rig tied on with the finesse speed worm. Fixing to throw that around. Also got a classic Zebco with the worm and bobber set up. Hoping to catch some fish. Small pond located in the Pacific Northwest. Got a little nibble there. If you're wondering why I'm wearing a fur-lined coat in the middle of July, it's cold out at the coast, man. I think we're going to have a high of like 60 degrees. Right now it's probably either upper 40s or low 50s. Enjoying some liquid sunshine. Not really raining, more just like a marine layer. Hopefully it burns off. Wife's out of town for the weekend, so I'm living that bachelor life. Which means I can fish as much as I want to. What's up? Could be. I think they're out a little deeper. Just keep casting towards the middle and you should be able to hook up. Yeah. I see them turning over. They're just off camera. I'm gonna put the bait caster away for a minute. Bro, we've been doing this for 2 hours, one fish. That's not good, bro. I'm not proud of that. There you go, just be careful. You guys still got your trampoline? Maybe you lost it in the windstorm. I don't think we have too many hurricanes out here, but definitely felt like that. Yeah. That's the cast. That's the cast that's gonna get us a bluegill. Sorry, this is kind of an uneventful live. Normally I'm catching a lot more fish, but slow day on the pond. Apparently they don't like being murdered. Kind of rude. You know, bobber fishing's pretty boring, but sometimes it's the correct tool for the job. If you're just getting here, thanks for waking up with me on a Saturday. Trying to rip some lips in the backyard pond. If you're new here, we're live every morning at 6:30 and every evening around the same time. Trying to fish somewhere new every day, different pond, different stream. And if you're wondering why I'm wearing a coat, a fur-lined coat in the middle of July, because it's 50 degrees. I live in the Pacific Northwest, about a mile from the beach, and under the clouds and gloom of Washington State came one man on a quest to fish every freshwater pond, stream, mud puddle in the Pacific Northwest live every day at 6:30. Got a little neighbor kid across the lake, which is uncommon. It's normally a pretty isolated area, but we had a family move in about a year ago. And this kid is absolutely obsessed with fishing, and that's happy. It makes me happy, you know. We say kids spend too much time on their iPads, but poor kids don't. Poor kids are still fishing. Pretty simple fishing message. We got a bobber. We got a worm. I need to leave it alone, but my ADD says I'm gonna twitch that bobber, get some action going. Normally there's fish breaking all across the top of the pond, but wow. Neighbor kid's talking to me. I can't hear a goddamn word he says, but kind of running a classic setup here. Bobber, swivel, hook, night crawler. I don't know, man. That stuff lasts a pretty long time. If you put it on there, it should be on there. I'm not seeing a lot. It's a pretty slow morning. You're in a good spot, though. Bass will probably hide underneath that little dock right there, so keep throwing there. You might get something. I'm gonna leave that Zebco out with the worm. Got a speed worm tied on. If you're just getting here, happy Saturday. Hope you're having a great morning. Trying to rip some lips in the backyard pond. Thanks for checking us out. Ooh. Failure to connect right there. Got a little bite. Can't remember what I titled this. Should be backyard pond fishing. That's a fish if I can get to the rod in time. Oh, I missed it. Yeah, something hit the bobber. Yeah, you gotta be careful down there in that mud. Wasps live in the mud. That's where they make their home. So if there's mud around, you might get a yellow jacket or a wasp. It's not a good thing, that's for sure. Yeah, they're big and they're angry. Regular bees won't mess with you too bad, but jackets are terrible. Yeah. Yeah, I got a bluegill. Lost my bobber, but got a bluegill. Oh, he popped off. Oh, I can see it though. I can see him. I'm gonna grab a net. I think I can get him. He was stuck in some weeds. Bluegill? Bluegill for the win? Anybody here to witness it? That's fish number 2. Pretty slow morning, to be honest with you. This guy was kind of worn out. He knocked my bobber off. He's got some pretty good colors. He's a pretty good size in the world of bluegills. Fish number 2, catching fish live. Back you go, little fella. That was strange. He something knocked my bobber off, and I thought I lost him. And my bobber is currently floating out in the middle of the pond. So we're technically littering, but I thought, the bobber popped off, so I thought I lost the fish, but the line's running like crazy, and I get him right up into the weeds, and he popped off. Thought I lost him, but he was just kind of hanging out on top of the weeds, didn't swim off, so I grabbed a net and came through, netted him up. Fish number 2. That was pretty entertaining. I think I'm gonna throw a little speed worm, finesse worm, sea tail worm, whatever you want to call them, on a Ned rig. I'm hoping to hook up a nice largie. There's a big ass eagle. I don't know if you guys. There he goes. It wasn't really an eagle. It was an osprey. And an osprey is just a fancy word for big ass hawk. Got the Ned rig set on vegetarian because we're pulling in some salad. Weeding the pond this morning, but one nice weed. That's true. Probably the biggest thing ever caught out of this pond, huh? Kind of just working that speed worm through the lily pad. Nothing too exciting. If you're just lurking in the shadows, don't worry, I'll scream like a girl if I catch something. Some signs of life, you mean? Hey, good morning. Happy Saturday. If you're just getting here, we're doing some live fishing in the backyard pond. Can't remember what I titled this, but maybe something about tweakers waking me up. Because it happens. Even in the middle of nowhere, there's always drama in the trailer park. Got a 4-acre pond behind me. If you're new to the channel, first of all, welcome. Thanks for checking us out. Appreciate you. We're live fishing every morning, 6:30, and every evening at 6:30. Live out in the Pacific Northwest, hoping to rip some lips, drink some coffee. failure to bite. There's a little pocket of something right here, and I'm trying to hook them up, but they're just not cooperating. Weeds? Oh. Damn, we were on like a roll, and then boom. Bird nest central. Don't worry about it, it's just at the bottom of the reel. Well, I've been saying last cast for about 2 hours now. Well, not 2 hours, about 20 minutes. But, nothing to write home today. You know, it was pretty slow. We picked up a largemouth and a bluegill. If you're just getting here, thanks for checking us out. We're live fishing every day on the 6:30s. Pacific Standard Time. I'm out here in the Pacific Northwest, so that's kind of the time zone I operate in. Uh, I'll catch you guys on the next one. This has been Outdoors with Unc, reminding you go outside. It's good for your soul. Hope you guys have a great Saturday. Peace.